What's going on, world? How many times today, man? How many times? We did two very important ones. So we had the two and twos. We started off with the Silk song, and then did a little, arboretum, a slight one. I warmed you up, pause, and then after that, came back to Silk song for another hour and a half. I'm over here struggling last half an hour. Go back outside, mop through this arboretum, 30 minutes, get my Pagliacci pizza, living my life, expressing my liberty. It's got to be done properly. My name is in the middle of equality. What the fuck, Quali say, man? Shout out to Quali. Shout out to Quali. Shout out to Talib Quali, man. Living my life, expressing my liberty, man. Come on now. Got to be done properly. My name is in the middle of equality. Some shit like that. Whatever he said, whatever he was talking about. That's what I'm on, bro. Shout out to Quali. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Fuck it. Kaguya, what's going on, bro? Welcome back in, Kaguya. You changed your profile picture? What's going on? You changed the profile picture? But yeah, man, we back at it. Like I said, I had two coffees earlier in the day. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm tired. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm sleepy. It's not one or the other. It's just like, if I got time today, I'm going to spend that time, being productive. And this is what it looks like. So you're going to see me on live stream all night until it's time to go home and I'm tired and I should be laying in bed and I'm probably soaking up game from the internet, just staying locked in. Just went through some crazy shit. What's that mean? You going through crazy shit? You doing all right, though? You surviving? Hold on, man. Talk to me. What's going on with you? I know you can barely see me, but I'm walking down the street. Let me flip. Damn. So that's a little better. I'm gonna walk a little bit through here. Talk to me, man. Kaguya, what's going on? I noticed. Okay, hold on. You noticed Stephanie's profile was off? Okay, hold on. The photo was too young, and your mom's last name is Walker, not Dixon. So you talking to a whole different person? Like, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean by this. So I did some digging and found out she stole the name from a 17-year-old girl and the photo. So I posted a video, got the girl's attention, and showed it all to her. Is this the same one or are these different profiles? Like, what's going on here? So what about the kid though? You know the kid? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here. Damn, hold on. Your mom was using a 17-year-old girl's photo and last name. So are you saying that the profile is your mom's, or it's used by your mom? Like, what does that mean? How's it go? Wait, are you saying that profile was your mom's profile? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand, bro. You got to break this down for me. Kagu, you got to break this down for me. I'm trying to read and understand this. So who is the person that we're talking to? Is this a whole different person? Have you been talking to the wrong people the whole time? The girl I just met, but in that live, I knew my mom's name was Stephanie, but not Dixon. And my mom said she used the girl's last name in photo because she liked the girl's beauty. My mom pretty much told her I did. Damn, what the fuck? Are you supposed to be telling me this? I don't understand, bro. I don't know. Am I supposed to know this? It's kind of crazy. These are like common names, too. I shouldn't say common names, but common first and last name. So it's kind of interesting. Lilith, what's going on, Lilith? Lilith, I was waiting for you. Lilith. Damn. But I had to go outside. I was like, let me go outside because I'm not sleepy yet. But anything can happen. So I'm just trying to stay productive, stay moving, stay creating. You know me. Third face-to-face live stream of the day, but also the what do you call this? The fifth all day. 10 10W. What's up? Hold on, let me get you with the reverse the camera here. We got a little better lighting on this side. What's going on with you? 10W. It's a nice night for a walk. Hustling today, yeah, because I thought about it. I was like, well, one of the lives did about 100. The other one's only 13, but it's not bad because it's stuff that people are gonna play back over time. Like all the people talking about Silk Song, they're gonna find my shit, so I'm not too worried. But it exists for the existence of having gaming to exist. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's that. And then in terms of these actual live streams, I'm at the whims of my phone's battery. So that's what's happening right here. But here, let me flip that for you, man. Let me see. Hold on, actually. What's going on, everybody that showed up in the chat? Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in today. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay busy. That's the thing is like with every video I post, I'm like I think about it. I was like, I mean, someone's gonna find it. Someone with any interest. Actually, another big thing is like people who are looking for. This is something that came to my attention about an hour ago. I could be wrong. Half an hour ago to an hour ago. Um, Shout out to Zenki, man. Shout out to Zenki. But 10W, what's going on? Hold on, let me catch up with him. He said, "Do I play sports? I don't play no sports. Only sport I do is boxing. I play basketball a little bit, but I don't play competitively." Julie Pay, what's going on? Yep. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for being here. Hold on, let me flip cam on you real quick. I'm walking down the street. Is it too dark still? Let me know if it's too dark. I'm walking across the street here. We're gonna see what happens. See what's popping. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. Actually, let me flip back because you can't see shit. What was I saying? Shout out to Zenki. Zenki, in the Beyblade scene, he's a big tuber or whatever, YouTuber or whatever. But he over here shouted out the Seattle scene. He shouted out the actual rule list that we've been developing and working on in the past. I will say year because I want to say the first X Limited / X Legacy tournament that was formulated by my guy Tuck Wolf and Neo. Um, those two were pretty much Tuck Wolf, Neo, and pretty much other people in the community that were really deep in like the whole scene. These guys have been developing the X Limited and X Legacy format, the rule set for a while now, trying to figure out which blades are too meta, which blades are too strong. And it's kind of crazy because like Zenki was over here referencing the shit about like why some of these new Hasbro blades might be good for that format and people who run that format for tournaments. And we've been doing at least we've done at least 3 experimental tournaments, and we've kind of taken I shouldn't say we, but I will say Tuck and Neo and the rest of the Seattle Beyblade group, not necessarily me, but majority of the other Beyblade group in Seattle, like us, they've been kind of heading and been headstrong on these advancements in creating that rule set. So Zenki kind of shouted it out in his newest video, and he said, he said something about look forward to a new video where he covers base on all that stuff. So there's going to be an influx of people looking into our format that we've created. So shout out to Zenki for bigging up the Seattle group, even if it was for a few seconds. Something to look forward to. Some shit to look forward to, man. My bad. Let me catch up on it. It's very dark, but we can mostly see your face. Okay, cool. That's good. That's what matters. Where am I heading? I'm just walking to the park right now. I'm walking, chill in the park. There's a little pocket I'm gonna just chill at. What time is it where I'm at? Hold on. 10:06. 10:06. I wish it was 10:04 so I could hit you with the 10:04. Us was a better term. Kaguya, you making I don't know if he made another channel or I don't know what's going on here. Like I don't know if bro made another channel or if like he just changed his profile picture. Here's what you mean. I had to make a new account because my mom took mine, which was a mistake. It's like 6 a.m. over there. Have. Wait, did I miss it wrong? I don't know, bro. Have? Wait, what do you mean by it? I don't know that. Anyway, just rename. It's either a rename or like I thought he just changed his profile picture. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, welcome back in, Kaguya. What if it was a whole new Kaguya? Or just speaking to a new one? But yeah, I don't know. That'd be crazy either way. Yeah, them people that be at the bar, they be drunk as shit, just mobbing through. I thought they were standing behind me. I was like, what the fuck they doing? But no, they're doing whatever. Let me see if I can prop this up right here. This is where I was last time. see, it's kind of shaded, but if I prop this, am I good? Am I in the light? I guess I'm not really in the light. I might have to hit you with the. I might have to just hold the phone right here. Let me just hold the phone. Lock right here and just hold the phone. But yeah. Back over here on the bleachers, man. Changed. Oh yeah, don't. Oh okay. I appreciate it, a little. Thank you. That funny, warm male Kage is. I mean, you never know, right? That'd be kind of funny though. What do I do for a living? I just live. But no, I lost my password, so I made a new account. But my mom knew the password and took the account over. That's interesting, man. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to think about. Let me see if I can do this, man. I'm trying to prop this up correctly. It's a little too bright though. That's the problem. Like from where I'm sitting, I'm just right behind the light. Just scoot over and shit, bro. Just scoot over. Is it still hella bright? Not really. I'm at to sit at an angle, so then I'm not like showing the lamp. But thought you were an orphan. Kaguya adopted us here as a mother in a way. You talking about like no, it's fine the light. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hella bright, and I'm like, it's throwing me off a little bit because I'm seeing it in my screen, and I'm like, damn, I can't see shit. Yeah, the light. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. And last time I just sat at an angle. I ain't really trying to do all that right now. I actually might do that. Hold on. Sorry, let me try this. There we go. You said I used to see her as a mother not after an hour ago. So let me ask you a question. The channel that we interact with, who is that? And then who is the kid that you talk to on that? Like who is that? Who are these people? Are those people okay? That's what I'm asking. Because they're welcome to be on my channel, but I don't like you're making it seem like I shouldn't trust in people. Like break that down for me because they seem decent. I don't know. They were chilling in the chat last time, and basically I met all you guys through them, through the beginning of like Stephanie hanging out. But break that down for me because I'm just trying to figure it out. You know, I don't understand what's going on. That seems like it's between y'all, but I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot going on. I don't know if you were reading all that earlier, Lilith, like earlier in the live stream. Pretty much, Kaguya was just explaining a lot of stuff at the top of the live. But yeah. But man, I was like walking up the hill from the Pagliacci pizza place before it hit 7, and then as I was walking, I was like, yeah, I'm working up a sweat here today. I ain't gonna lie, it's getting pretty tiring or whatever, man. So I stayed, but I stayed moving. It was cool. Had the headphones in. Um, Steph, all right, was a mother, but she used the other girl's name. Okay, so she took Dixon since the girl was prettier and had a better body. So my mom took her photo and last name. Lilith, let me know if you're peeping this. I don't know what's going on here. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but that's crazy. And then let me do this. Let me check something. All right, cool. There's nothing going on the other side. Just making sure I got some other notifications on. It's Friday night. It's not I thought it was Saturday. I was waiting for someone else to put up their live stream, but I forgot today's Friday. But yeah, man, it's really interesting here. You know, it's kind of crazy. Last time I was sitting here, I did my little breathing prayer at this particular tree on the side here with my cigar. You know, donated my cigar to the base of it and donated it back to the soil and um, yeah, it kind of and then they fenced it off. So like they fenced off the tree and all this other shit. So I don't know what they're doing. They're saying that they're adding more surveillance in the actual school area for like crazy shit that's been happening. Because you know, in front of the school, the kid got shot and killed. So it's like there's shit like that and there's some other stuff happening around. But I don't really know. Like I see a few crackheads, but that's about it. And I don't understand what's going on. You're always watching? Okay, yeah, yeah. I guess it's just like yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you've been checking out Kaguya's what he wrote earlier in the chat, like in the beginning, and then also like this stuff right here. So yeah. So though Stephanie Dixon is a cool person, so the one that's here in the chat that pops in, that's a cool person. Like you're not mad at that person. I just don't understand. But yeah, that I just it does seem crazy. It does seem kind of. I don't know if I'm reading things correctly, but I'm just like, what? Basically, the account that talks to us, the girl is cool. Your mom ain't. Interesting. But is your mom using that account that's talking to me, that talks to us in the live stream? Is that your mom or is that someone else? There we go. The real one is 17 with no children. I forced my mom to change it, like not even an hour ago. You're 22. Yeah. What you think about that, Lilith? I'm depositing information. I'm not quite trying to piece things together, but I'm just depositing information here. You know, it makes me think back to like a couple people I've known in previous life, like not previous life, like a different life time ago, but like when I was younger in high school. It makes me think of this a little bit. I don't know. I can't put a finger on it. I technically haven't met any or everyone. You know what I mean? In real life, so I don't know. Here we go. My mom was just pretty much using someone's last name and photo. Not much harm. Just confusing to why she should. I'm gonna sit back and watch. I've got red flags flashing before my eyes. It's just not adding up, but I am giving it the benefit of the doubt, Kaguya. It's just weird. I guess all I'm wondering, and I haven't really got a clear answer, was that account that you interact with. There's two. There's Martin and then there's Stephanie. And supposedly Martin is the kid of Stephanie, but they both interact here and they talk to me here. Who are they, and are they cool? That's all I need to know. Took 2 hours to find the girl, though. Not hard to find someone. It probably ain't. Probably ain't. But that's all I need to know. Front man, what's going on? What's going on, front man? Where am I from? Universe 7. But yeah, so I don't know. It's like really interesting. I don't know. That's all I'm wondering, Kaguya. Who are the two, you know, people? Is all I'm wondering. Who is Stephanie, and then who is Martin? You talk to them as if you guys knew each other, so you knew them better than I did, etc. Whoopty wop. And who are they? Martin is the kid. Yes, Martin is cool. Stephanie Walker is so far. I think she was just, I don't know what made her do it, but Stephanie Dixon is also a cool person. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it, but okay. Yeah, but yeah, here we are, man. So you guys have been tapping in with the live streams all day. I don't know. I got started around like 12ish, 1ish, or something like that. Damn, that thing. Something was moving on the side. It's just a little rat. I keep forgetting how many rabbits just kick it here. I am standing above one of the little hangout spots or whatever. You know, appreciate everyone that's been tapping on the live streams. The numbers help, the views help. You know what I mean? But yeah, Martin is just a cool kid. I grew up watching. Okay, Stephanie Walker is Martin's adopted mom. Got you. I'm down. What? Adopted by her, Stephanie this, and I only talked to her for an hour. And she cool to this shy, bruh. I don't know. You got a lot of typos here. What's going on? You gotta talk to me about this. But yeah. All right, man. All right, man. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know why the beginning was necessary, but okay. Okay. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, it's really interesting. Also, your autocorrect always has just turned into this, which is really interesting. But yeah, yeah, there it is right there. I this trying to figure out why she used the other girl's last name in photo. I mean, but you change your stuff too. Seriously though, why have I never seen you in that hat before today? Oh, this is brand new. So I actually got this from what do you call it? My friend came in from out of town. What day was this? He was here Monday or Sunday or some shit. But then I had to put him on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, he said, "Man, I forgot I had this gift back in because he lives in the Bay, so he's like, I forgot I had this gift for you back in the Bay. I was supposed to give it to you on your birthday back in June, but since I'm back in town and like I finally met up with you, I made sure I brought it. So it's actually a, Dia de los Muertos hat, but it's with the Sonics too, like the Seattle Supersonics. Oh no, sorry. And then it has the yellow what do you call this? Um, paisley or whatever, the paisley thing, and then yeah, Michelin Ness, the yellow stuff. So it's yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful hat. I looked at it, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Because I do like skulls, man. I do like skull, and I used to when I had my original Cinco Bane account on MySpace. I put like a skull with a crossbone kind of thing, but I was trying to make it look like a poisonous symbol. And then I had like the poison fumes, like purple fumes coming out of it, because gray and purple are like my favorite colors. So I've always had a thing for skulls. So the fact that he gave me this, it was just like, bro, the way it adds up is just crazy to me, man. I'm really happy about it. So I got this on Tuesday. So I haven't, I don't think I wore it. I wore it on Tuesday and maybe Wednesday for work. I don't remember if I wore it for the live stream on Wednesday. You might have to double check that for me. Wednesday night, I might have, I might have wore it. I gotta double check. The colors compliment me well. You know what's funny, Lilith? Let me tell you something. When I was talking to a friend of mine, I was talking to a multiple, and I was trying to figure something out. Was like, randomly, what colors do you think represent like my aura, or like my like what chakra energy or whatever would represent me? And everyone gave me colors between like red, orange, and yellow. But I got like yellow and orange a lot. So then they're like, yeah, there's something about you that's warm. And I was like, that's the first time I've gotten that perspective, and it's really refreshing to hear from like friends and family or whatever. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna run with that. So I started to lean into more like yellow and orange a little more, and yeah, I like it, man. I like the sun colors and stuff. Sun, solar plexus kind of colors and stuff. I really like it. So I'm starting to lean more into like orange and yellow a little more. Like I'm trying to master the warmth, I guess. Um, Even though orange and the chocolate thing is a little what's it called? It's sacral. It's the sacral. It's the water. So then there's like water and fire. So like water and fire, because solar plexus is a fire chakra. So sacral is water. Yeah, am I doing that right? Yeah, root is earth. Yeah. What is my favorite sport? It's probably boxing. Honestly, it's probably boxing. I mean, because I didn't really like it as a kid, but then when I started participating, it started to make sense to me. I was like, okay, this makes sense to me. I get it. I understand now. And then yeah, I started participating, and then started like really doing the research on the sport, and then learning more about certain fighters, and studying certain fights, and it just became a very like I don't explain it, like when you get into something and you start learning all the ins and outs of it, like it just became a thing for me. Burnt yellow would look oh my bad, would look fantastic in small amounts in you. Burnt yellow, are you saying like a darker yellow, is that right? Like a goldenrod, or like a, it's funny, I don't know if you see these these golden sweats. But yeah, I wear these a lot. I've actually probably overworn these. I need a like dandelion, goldenrod, and yeah, I think I know what colors. Yeah, but yeah, like that goldish, like somewhere between yellow and brown. I could see that. Um, my bad. Hold on. Nothing like watching people go toe to toe. Yeah, it's interesting too, because it's like it's very tactful, because when you think about it, in a real street fight, someone might try to put their hands around someone's neck, or someone might get kneed or stomped out, so all your weapons are at thing, you know what I mean, at being used. But in boxing, it's like you have a, the thing is, when we put our trunks on, you put on a cup and then you put on your trunks. The belt line for the trunks goes over your belly button, so you don't go below the belly button of a fighter. It's just the rib cage and up, kind of, more than likely the rib cage and up. Yeah. So you have a small hit box, and then you can't go behind the head. You know what I'm saying? And that you can't go behind, basically. So you have a small window thing. So you have to time almost time it while they're throwing the punches, and then you have to punch too, and you have to kind of just feed them little rhythms, and then change it up on them. So it's like a thing where it's just like it became like a high speed chess in the moment kind of thing, because chess is move per move, like you're sharing moments, and it's like you master the moments. But in here, it's like this is happening in real time, like real life. So it's something about that made sense. Also, because you're what I'm saying is because you're restricting the hit places, etc. It creates the highest discipline. Um, so that's why like a lot of people who come from the boxing background are very disciplined, if not just rugged. Because some of them are rugged in the sense that like, oh, I fight through everything. I'm tough enough to battle everything. And some fighters are like that. They eat every punch and they sit there and share with you. But it's kind of interesting. But you were saying, what is my favorite rivalry in boxing? That's kind of interesting because there's like, it's like I always said, the greatest boxers are Cuban and Mexican. And like the Cuban boxers always have the best tactful stuff, and then the training discipline and stuff. So they're very disciplined, and it's like you don't really get to experience them outside of the Olympics unless they I don't know what the word is, where like they exalt themselves from their country, basically, like they kind of just does that make sense, where they leave their country, if that makes sense. um but if you look up Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera, that's a trilogy. It's a three-part fight where like you just got to watch it. Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, 12 rounds in each match. So that's 36 rounds altogether. Because nobody got knocked out. They just fought each other for 36 rounds, and it was nonstop. It was like even in like the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds of each of those three fights, nobody got fucking tired. Like they were just slugging it out. This shit was crazy. I think it's arguably better than Arturo Gatti and Andre or not Andre Ward. Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, which is a good one too. Another good rivalry probably is Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao. They fought like four times. On paper, the first one was a draw or something. Pacquiao won two and three, and then Marquez knocks him out in the fourth one. That's how it says on paper. But if you ask me personally, Marquez beats him four times. He very tactfully beats Pacquiao four times. If you ask me, I think I think Marquez beat Pacquiao four times. I don't care what nobody says. People who are Pacquiao fans and Marquez fans are like, "Whoa, I don't know about that." I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. Marquez beat him four times. It's the same way when like Sugar Ray Leonard on paper beats Marvin Hagler, or on paper, he beats Marvin Hagler in their first fight, and I'm like, nah. When you really watch it, Marvin Hagler really was winning them rounds. So, but that's a whole nother conversation. Loves like kind of less, yeah, like those like the burnt orange. I'm not burnt orange. I'm sorry, burnt yellow. So like that, yeah, somewhere between yellow and brownish. So like a kind of golden, coppery. That's the way I feel. I do like that color too. Something about it is like I don't want to say regal, but it's something about it is also very down to earth, very earthy, and I like that. Um, Deeper yellows, yeah. The favorite venue in boxing, I actually don't know because I never been to the actual venues. I will say though, I did get a chance to walk through MGM Grand when I was on my Vegas trip with my ex. So when we went to Vegas together, I was like, I just want to see MGM Grand. I want to see some boxing shit, real life, etc. And then I'm like, we went there, we seen some shit. We walked through MGM Grand at night. That was pretty dope. Stephanie Dixon did the bill. Stephanie, talk to me. Stephanie, go up there and read what's going on and tell me what's going on. Just talk to me. Now that you're here, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Yeah, regal is a great word. Deep yellows. Yeah, regal is a great word. It's interesting because it's like it's not like that. Like it's not like the flamboyant gold. And like I do like that kind of flamboyant gold, but I've always kind of like rose gold, if that makes sense. Like there's something about the color of rose gold. It's really weird. I'm like, that look kind of cool though, because it's just kind of off center. It's off kilter a little bit. So I've always like even the name syncope bane, syncopation in music is something that kind of gets a little offbeat or something. Okay, all right, Lilith, I'm on your time with that. I'm like what's interesting. I say this all the time, from way back from my early lives and whatnot. I've put my trust into my mods. This is why I mod people, because I'm like, you know what? These are people I know I can trust. I trust their judgment here. Some people be having my back sometimes, and hey, man, you one of them. So I'm gonna trust your judgment there. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense too. And it's really interesting because like I would wear, or excuse me, I used to see color like my dad wear colors of like black and gold together all the time. Oh my bad. I said at the start that guy was raising red flags. I need to listen more to it. I mean, there was a few things that were a little off. since yesterday, and I was like, yeah, that don't add up. But also, you know, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later because I don't know if you know this, but like I'm one of those like I entertain trolls to a certain degree, which is interesting, man. And then it's like at the same time, I'm like, man, I listen just in case, because I'm just like, there's other aspects of what could be happening where I'm like, all right, let me just listen, because anything related to what's being talked about can kind of be spoken about in a sense of like a general public kind of thing. Does that make sense? So, but I don't know, man. There's some weird shit where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here since the beginning of the accounts interacting with each other. I don't know these people. Like again, I don't know these people respectfully, so I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, I don't understand. Join us in the analog renaissance. Analog renaissance, man. What equipment you got for me? You got some NPCs for me? Let me know if you got an NPC or if you got a. I've never had an NPC, man. I've always wanted one. But actually, I did have one, and then I gave it to someone, which is kind of crazy. And then I do have a turntable still, but yeah, fax network design. Wait, what? Oh, that's funny. That's kind of funny. Most of what you say makes no sense and doesn't add up. Not to mention the women hating nonsense when you first popped in. You think it started there? I think I could see that a little bit. I could see that a little bit. Yeah, some interesting stuff going on there. I mean, right or wrong, I'm just like, I say this all the time. Um, right or wrong, how to explain this? That's what I'm trying to say. Is I address everything as though it's true. Like I don't. You just met me now, Lilith, but a long time ago, like my first live streams when it was like really cold outside and I was walking around outside. Who we got? What's going on here, bro? Anyway, there was someone who was acting like they were someone pretending to be a kid and saying that they were dying in a hospital. So I just continued to address them as though they were a kid dying in a hospital because you never know who was in there actually dying in a hospital. You never know. So I don't know if it's true. I can't prove it, but I'm just gonna go based off of the words, and that's why I say back to the positivity, kind of like just trying to come from a place of positivity and moving forward like that. I'm like, okay, if I come from that perspective, at least I'm covering my grounds there. You know what I mean? But yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. Like the time frame of like the people coming in and out the live stream at this pace is really interesting. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Logging in right after I silenced the Dixie account also raises concerns. Expect another, but here's my thing, Lilith. Expect another one and let them draw themselves out. You know what I mean? Because if it's that sloppy, if it's truly that sloppy, it'll reveal itself. But like, yeah, we can expect another one right after this probably. Um, and it's I don't know how to explain it. From my order, oh yeah, gonna be at least 3 more accounts. No, but see, there was a guy. I don't know how long ago it was. It was maybe a couple months ago, and he used to just hang out here. And he told me how upset he was with me about something because one of my moderators got rid of him, and they found that bullshit early. Same thing. And I was literally sitting at this park when it happened, and it's funny because he was just over here like hammering down about like, oh yeah, I have like, don't worry, I have like 60 more accounts. I can do this all night. And then I had like this is why I don't want you to stress yourself about it because I just let it happen because interactions are interactions. You know what I mean? Like if a troll's gonna come in here with the views and stuff, it'll help me out in a weird way, and I welcome it because I'm always gonna be who I am. Does that make sense? Like people who are trolling and wanting to be negative and get a reaction out of people, it's like they're gonna continue to be who they are until they aren't. But I just have to stay on top of being who I am, if that makes sense. And it's easier for me to do that, if that makes sense. Anyway, there was a dude who said he had 60 accounts one night, and then shout out to my cousin Val, and shout out to my homie, damn, I forgot their. Shout out to Cash. Cash Artist was over here, and Cash was taking care of that shit. Both of them were just taking care of all the accounts as the night went on. And I was like, listen, I'm cool if they're there because I'm gonna chat with them. That's my problem, is I entertain the ignorance. Um, but I trust you, Lilith, and like other mods because it's like if you think certain things are getting out of hand and it's like pushing negativity too much, I'm gonna trust your judgment on that, and I won't entertain it. And it's probably better for me mentally. But knowing me, like if certain confrontations meet me halfway, I'm kind of the person that's not gonna budge. Unfortunately, that's kind of how I am. But that's why I say I always appreciate people who I've modded because I know they take care of business. Because Rob did that one time. Rob took care of somebody, and I was like, damn. I was like, Rob, it's cool, man. You can let it ride, but I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna trust your judgment on that because I was willing to troll back with the person trying to troll me. And I was like, I'll take care of him though. But there is like a fine line of disrespect where like I'm gonna trust if someone stands in for me, which is crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you say appreciate the trust, um, yeah, you get what I'm getting at. It's like you've been locked in, and you've kind of shown that, even though we haven't met. But again, this goes back to the whole. Again, you've been supporting my channel on your channel, and then I'm part of your, I'm in your server and whatnot. So it's shit like that. But anyway, viewers started to drop, so I figured it was time. That's fair. That's fair. It was weird though. Like it was weird. It's been weird for a while. Um, Actually, hold on. Let me see something. And as you know, like I swiped my screen, but yeah, I'm assuming you're at the desktop or whatever. But yeah, um, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I think we've dealt with that before, and I was wondering, I was like, I wonder when another one of those things will come through and spike. I wonder when that'll happen again in the future. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure they're still hanging out, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You know, um, I will say, like in that same regard, I guess, kind of addressing that, it's like this is hella random, but it's kind of funny. This morning on The Price is Right, they were like, "Oh, today is the 10,000 episode. It's the 10,000 episode of Price is Right." And then in between, talking about the 10,000 episode, they kept bringing up, and we're here to bring awareness on mental health. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, help get your pets spayed or neutered, but also if you're American dealing with mental health, mental health affects this many whatever citizens. Make sure you check on yourself and check in with yourself and have people to talk to and stuff like that. So it's tricky. It's a fine line because it's like I don't want to validate people who mentally believe something that they're not or pretending to be something that they're not, especially when they log in online and then they have storylines and the whole backstories to go with it. Because the other funny thing on that same note that I was going to bring up was um, someone brought it was actually Charlemagne who brought this up. He was like, when you explain and you losing. Every time you explain and you losing, some things don't really got to be explained. So when I see people constantly just like having to break stuff down over and over, and I'm just like, there's too much information here and it's not quite flush. And if I'm asking like specific questions and I don't get the flushness out of it, that's when I start to realize certain things. But it is what it is, man. I'm not here to call I'm not a judge, so I'm not here to call certain things out. But yeah, you get what I'm getting at. The way I see it, you want to fake who you are and be multiple people, go for it. Just don't bring the drama here and expect people to play into it. That's the crazy part. Yeah, that's the other crazy part is like, and that's like everything from, let's say I'm a field marshal and I feel this way. I'm a field marshal and I handle things this way, and I'm just like, you might want to rethink your approach. Like again, just in case, you never know, right? If these are actual field marshals, if these are whatever, or even people who need to understand what it's like for someone to like a common citizen to interact with an actual field marshal overseas. It's like, hey man, you're being open and honest about this stuff. Maybe things you shouldn't be saying. Probably things you probably wouldn't even say at all if you were actually a field marshal. It's like I'm going to address it as such. You know what I mean? But it's like it's easier to kind of just like throw people on the bus, and I kind of just want to address and attack things each way, if that makes sense. Um, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, I grew up around like violent people and thieves and shit, and it's like they're always trying to plot, and the moment you show a sign of vulnerability, they're willing to plot on you. But my thing is like I've always diffused a lot of shit with a sense of kindness, if not awareness, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes people might want to try me for some shit, and I'm like, you know what, you can go ahead and try. I'm actually like, this is me talking to people face to face where I grew up, and I'm like, you can actually try and we'll see where that ends up, but there's a reason that you haven't tried yet, because you're willing to have this conversation. So the same way I'm willing to conversate with someone who probably got a gun or a knife on them my whole life, and this is in person. It's just like the same way, when people do this shit online, it's like there is really no gun or knife equivalent online. So it seems a little more manageable. It's just like trolling. It's just like spam, spam, spam trolling and weird shit. And it's just like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I think because I come from that background or whatever, it's like it's very common for me to just like, yeah. if you were planning to kill me or rob me, it would have happened a long time ago. It would have happened like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, etc. You know what I mean? It'd have been something like that. Hold on, man. I'm hearing shit. Is it just me rocking? Hold on, man. Oh, that was me. Okay. I thought somebody was tapping on the bleachers. I'm like, is that me tapping my foot? Is that me doing that? But I don't know. Let me know if that makes sense, Lilith. I'm just trying to kind of break it down. Like I'm not trying to do the whole over explain like I'm losing shit, but I'm breaking it down like that's. I guess because I come from that, I'm going to continue to exercise the patience with people, because these are just mentally ill people. These are just mentally ill people, and I'm no better. You know what I mean? I'm no better than them realistically. I have my own mental shit. Like I have probably things that might trigger me or like whatever in person. But for whatever reason, these people exist in their house, maybe because they have a certain level of anxiety to actually deal with the world and deal with themselves, which is fair. But it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. It's like it is sad, and that's why like I think in my own mind on some positive like whatever shit. I don't want to knock them down. I wish them the best. That's why I would say God bless them, God bless their hearts, whatever. But you know, it is sad. It sucks because it's like it rubs people that again people that I know I should trust and keep around me like you and like all the other people I've modded. It sucks that like it'll rub people the wrong way, especially like imagine someone who comes from a family of actual veterans or whatever. You know, it's little shit like that that is just like I could see how it bothers them, but I have to be my I don't know if you ever know about Sod Guru. I'm trying to be like Sod Guru. Basically, I look up to him a little bit. I'm trying to be like him. If you like, we can talk more about it on Discord and discuss it. A better way of doing. Yeah, right. That's fair. That's fair. That's what I was saying. We should save more of the intricacies of what I was observing. I mean, I guess observing and allow to happen on Discord. That's what I was kind of insinuating a little bit. We could talk a little more on there about it. But yeah. Oh, I absolutely agree. No one is better, but we are all at different points in our journey, and sometimes those journeys don't make. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair, man. I think yeah, I look back to I don't know. I don't know if it still exists, but like I said, Truancy Hour used to be an audio podcast, and I I was recording a lot of these episodes in like a dark time. Like my mom, I was grieving my mom, and like I remember I went to I, this is kind of crazy. I called this place the Embassy of Grief. I don't know if that episode still exists audio wise. If you look up on Spotify, maybe Truancy Hour, the Embassy of Grief, it might exist. It might not. But what happened was I found out months ago that there was this teriyaki joint on Rainier, and the owner got killed. So the owner got shot and killed for whatever reason because some dumbass wanted to go in there and again couldn't handle his mental, so he wants to fucking shoot people. And then what ends up happening is the family's grieving, but they want to carry on the father's legacy, and they keep the shop going. They keep the teriyaki joint going, so they keep doing shit. They keep on, they keep the business going. The community hears about it. The Seattle Sanders come in. They put $1,000 in there. That's our soccer team. They put $1,000 in there. Like, hey, it's $1,000 credit if you want to get free teriyaki. We're donating $1,000 so people can go get $1,000 worth of teriyaki. Other team members and other people in the city started donating money to the shop. Like, hey, I'm going to put $1,000 credit line. People who want to get teriyaki, go over there and get it until $1,000 runs out, etc. And the business was just back and whatever and booming. And then I don't know what delayed it, but like something told me like one day after work, I was like, when I get off tonight, I'm about to go to the teriyaki joint, and I'm gonna go there because I'm also grieving my mom. Who my mom wasn't murdered, but she died. She wasn't murdered, but these people were grieving their dad, who was the owner of the shop. So anyway, I go there, and I'm thinking like I kind of wanted to just talk to the guy and see how he was feeling about his how's it going. I just wanted to see how the guy was doing with the grief of his dad. So I don't even know this guy. I just wanted to support the shop because everyone was supporting it on the news and all that. Anyway, I go in there. I thought I was gonna get to talking to him, and then there's like a family that comes in behind me, and they're the dad that was there was being kind of obnoxious and rambunctious, and I'm like, I forgot we on Rainier, so it's gonna be popping here. So I just get my little order, and I just like, thank you guys, man. I just told him, I was like, I don't know if I remember, I don't even remember saying this, but I might have said something to the effect of, I just heard what happened on the news, man. My condolences. Hopefully I said something very light. If I didn't, I might have to go back and really express that. But if I didn't, yeah, I have to go back. But maybe I'll go back and visit those guys at some point. But anyway, get my meal. I sit down, excuse me, and then they bring my meal out. and I'm just sitting there waiting. And then fucking again, like I said, the dude who's being rambunctious or just like obnoxious, he's kind of he maybe I think he's drunk or something. He might be kind of high and drunk, but he just walks over to my he's coming to my table talking to me like, yeah, man, I grew up here. I went to school over there. Da 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 da. He's telling me all this crazy shit, and I'm just eating my food. And I was like, yeah, and I'm listening to him. I said, hey man, I just told him I was like, bro, hold on, just take a seat. And I could tell something was on his mind. I don't know, but he just sat down with me and we started talking. And said, yeah, I knew this guy's at this shop. I knew the dad too, man, and you know, God bless him, etc. Boop de bop. And we're just talking, and then he points at his daughter that's with him because he just picked her up from after school. The daughter that's with him is hanging out with this lady. I thought the lady was her mom, but the lady on the side is just the guy's new girlfriend or something. No, no, I'm sorry. It's either the guy's new girlfriend or the guy's sister. I can't remember exactly, but he's pointing at the little girl like, man, her mom just fucking died. Now I got to take care of her. And he's drunk, and I'm looking at him like, okay. I was like, you wasn't taking care of her before? He's like, nah, man, I do what I got to do. I'm there for her on certain days, and now I gotta have to have her every day. And you know me, I'm just out here outside doing my thing. And I was like, you might have to dial it back. I mean, you might have to do less of the crazy shit and make sure you don't bring that around her. I don't want, she probably doesn't need to be around that. We just kind of started talking a little bit, and we're just talking. I'm finishing my meal, and then he's just finishing his drink. And I remember he said some shit like, "Why the fuck you let me sit with you if you know I'm feeling like this, man? Like, I don't know nobody who wants to hear me talk about this shit." I was like, man, it seemed like you was going through something. I'm grieving. These people are grieving. I just felt like you needed someone to talk to too. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we all needed to talk to somebody. He said, man, he said, I don't even know you like that, but I love you, bro. He just gave me a hug, and we started just having a moment. And he was like, bro, I don't know. Nobody ever talked to me. He said, no one ever talked to me ever since the shit happened. Her mom just died, and I have to get this responsibility that I've never had to deal with. Like, he was just over here going through it. You know what I mean? He was going through it. And I was like, bro, we all grieving. It's kind of crazy, but we all grieving right now. So then I remember like afterwards, I had already planned to like when I leave the fucking teriyaki joint, I was like, I'm about to record, you know, just how I feel in the background because I used to walk in the little back street there. There's a little garden. I might have to walk you guys through that on another live stream in the future. Walk through that shit, and I was planning to do that anyway and record my podcast. And I walked through there and I was like, yo, that particular day, I don't know how to explain it, but that is the embassy of grief. That teriyaki joint is the embassy of grief because literally all three of us were grieving some form of somebody's parent. If it wasn't our own, it was somebody. You know what I mean? And we were just the people that spoke up. I don't know about the fucking Mexican worker that came in and grabbed some teriyaki earlier and the ones that came in later. Who the fuck knows what they were grieving or working for in their life? But they just came in and out. They weren't necessarily talking and rah rah like we were. We were just on some rah rah. I'll talk with you. I'll talk with whatever. Let's talk about some whatever shit. That's what we do. We just talking out loud. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know. But it was just the embassy of grief all in that block fucking radius right there. And then I walked around the corner just emotional, like, embassy of grief. Shout out to my guy, OG Avery. That's his name. His name was Avery, but I call him OG Avery because it's just like he was just in there going through it. He had to finally stop running the streets and finally become a dad that day, if not that week, because that lady's mom just died. I mean, excuse me, that little girl's mom just died. And it was just a weird, I forgot why I brought this shit up, but it was something about like some people can't get past that and can't even admit this shit. But like I've just always realized, like ever since that night, I was like, yeah, I'm always gonna forever hold space for people, even if I don't fucking know them, because I just don't be knowing sometimes, man. I don't fucking know. Like I really don't know what people going through. I don't know what people have to face and shit, right or wrong. So again, shout out to those people that are probably hidden and deleted from this chat. Like, if you want some really fucked up shit, maybe just fix that shit. Maybe just be honest for once. You know what I mean? I still deal with like, I have a hard time being honest because I know sometimes if I'm super honest with people, it's probably gonna hurt them and break their hearts. But maybe I don't. Maybe we don't need a mesh. Like back to what Lilith is saying about certain journeys not meshing. Maybe we don't need a mesh right now. Maybe we're just gonna butt heads. And respectfully, we should probably just be a little apart right now. But you also don't want to bring your shit to other people. You don't want to bring your issues to other people in the worst way. So you got to be, little shit like that. And I remember he told me something. He said something to me funny. He was like, man, you whoever raised you. He said something great. Like I'm not trying to gas myself up. I'm just going based off what he said. Man, whoever raised you, they did a good job, man. They raised a great person because you doing. And he said something. I don't know if it was like God's work or something along those terms. You said something positive to me, And I wasn't ready to hear that. I was not ready to hear that, to the point of like, I was like, you know what, man, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, bro. I don't know what to tell you. He said, no, you ain't trying, you doing that shit. And then when ever since he said that shit, I stole that shit. Because I was like, I would meet people who are really on top of their stuff and taking care of business and taking care of shit. I was like, you know what, man, you doing that shit. Don't ever tell me you trying and you trying your best. You actually doing that shit. So I stole that shit from Avery, but that shit had me back to real. What would you say? It's a stark realization. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was a stark realization. I was like, damn, everybody going through this shit right now, and I humbled myself. I was like, yeah, it ain't just me. I'm feeling all type of shit, man. But and again, the whole week, a couple weeks and months after my mom died, I kept telling myself, like, I swear to God, somebody do some weird shit, some funny shit to me, I'm beating the shit out of them. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the mood for none of this. And then some people kind of tried me, and then I realized when they tried me, I was having a great day with friends, and I was like, it was almost like God sent me some test. God was like, yeah, didn't you say something like, oh yeah, you promised you was gonna fuck someone up if they try you? You still gonna fuck someone up when you're having a great day and enjoying life? And that's when I started exercising gratitude. I was like, you know what, man, I realized I'm not, I can't, I can't make promises in terms of negativity, because out of nowhere, blessings might come out of nowhere. Where like you just having a great day with friends, and you're gonna like sit there and be ungrateful and like throw away a great day of friends because you wanted to stick to being real. You want to stick to being real because you told yourself like, oh yeah, on some real shit, I'm gonna fuck some. Like, nah, you don't need to stick to promises of negativity. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be thinking about that shit. It was an interesting time period though. That was 2022 when all that kind of, like I said, I'm years away from that shit now. So it's like I'm a little more healed, but I'm not fully, whatever. Boom. Fuzzy head, welcome in, bro. What's going on? My bad, bro. I hope you're still chilling, but yeah, I'm just over here, rambling and shit. That someone's entire well being is now on you. Yeah. And he never, like, he was telling me, he was like, I just been running the streets the whole time. Every time I make money, I give the money to my baby moms, and that's how I provide. But I don't know how to really be a dad. Like I spend time with them, but I don't know how to spend time with them. And I was like, it might be the time to start spending time with them. Like I don't know what to tell you. It might just be that, but like I understand, like you're working on it. But I was like, man, we're growing. He's older than me, but I was like, we're all grown now. Like we gotta just start learning how to lean on each other, man. Like wherever you fall short, I feel like we just gotta ask each other for help. It's kind of weird as a dude to help ask for help, but we kind of have to. Like we all kind of have to as human beings. You know what I mean? We really got to start doing that more. But yeah, sometimes when you're not in the right headspace, a compliment can seem like yeah. That's the other thing, man. Like I feel like growing up, when I was growing up, I used to hear people I think when we first kind of talked and we met on a live stream, I talked about this. Where I was like, first time, when people used to compliment me, I used to think they just wanted something from me. I thought they wanted to use me in weird shit, and I was like, I don't really like. I don't understand this. I don't know where that's coming from. And I didn't trust people. I had like trust issues with people. Like I don't know if I fucking trust this random ass person. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Hold on, man. Let me double check. All right, cool. It's making sure. You know, I gotta check my notifications from time to time. Make sure nobody hit me with the, hey, bro, this, then the third, whatever. So I gotta make sure I gotta double check on things. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. It's. I think days like that really made me exercise gratitude more often. And now it's like now I need to just, like the therapist said, just try to write it down before you go to bed. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to remember to do that. You said you still get like that, but that's the thing is like, I feel like if because you're a woman, you should have that and that's what you have advantage wise. I would say is like a woman's intuition sometimes, man, is like it's there for a reason for you to be like, I don't know, like to hold, like when women hold suspicion for me, whether I'm looking at them at the bus stop, to and from work, etc. You know what I mean? She has every right to have that because I don't know what she's been through. I don't know what she's expecting, and because she has like less power than me physically, etc. She has every right to be kind of standoffish for me. So like, when I say good morning to people, say good morning towards women, or just whatever, nod my head and say hello, good evening, whatever it is. Um, you know what I mean? It's like even like a handshake or something funny, things like that. I understand when women pull away or don't want to do that or commit to it. That's it's very fair because I mean I don't know. There's some women where like I Damn, I don't. God damn, another tangent. There's this one girl I took out on a like couple coffee dates, and like we went and got Thai food and shit. And like I remember I remember so she used to work in the ER. So she used to work in the ER, and she was like a caseworker or some shit. And she used to work with like a lot of like trauma victims, and like they had to use like rape kits on girls and shit. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me catch it. Men are aggressive and strong and are so much different. Women thrive in a completely different way as far as self-preservation is concerned. Yeah, but see, Lilith, that's why like they have this funny saying where it's like that's why they always say it's a man of his word. Like he's a man of his word. They never say she's a woman of her word because honesty, pure honesty, is almost expected and exemplified from a man to a certain degree. And the reason why I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that, I thought about it. I was like, it kind of makes sense because if let's say like a woman, like she's walking down the street and the guy's like, "Oh, you live around here," and she actually lives around there. You know what I mean? If she says no, yeah, that's a lie, and I'm not mad at her for lying because it's the preservation. It's like the word you said. It's the preservation. So she's gonna have to lie to preserve herself. Does that make sense? But some women go like when they realize how much the lies work. Sometimes they use the lies and manipulate, which is kind of fucked up, but it happens. You know what I mean? Not saying you, but I'm just saying like I've seen it a lot where I've seen women like they've been so successful with lying and getting through and preserving themselves and getting through the day, getting through the weeks that they're like, you know what, man, I'm gonna start using that a little more. And they just be very manipulative and nasty about it. And it's as men we have to navigate that, which is kind of fucked up, but it is what it is. That's life. But this girl, she used to work and she was a caseworker, and she used to work with girls where they had to use the rape kits and shit, and like also DV situations, domestic violence situations, and all these kind of fucked up things that would happen to girls, young girls, etc. So she's always dealing with that shit in the ER. And I didn't really think about it, but I went and tried to take her on a date, coffee date. After that, we went and got food together and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it seemed like she didn't want to deal with the physical touch from me, and I respected it. I was like, I was trying to hold her hand. She seemed like not too into it. She kind of leaned into me a little bit. I don't sure. We hugged each other though. We'd hug each other all the time. Like I hug her, give her a hug, hello, give her a hug, goodbye. But it was almost like I don't. Does that make sense? Like she was so used to girls that will deal with situations like this. Let me give an example. A girl's walking down the street and the guy's like, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" And then shake the guy's hand. They introduce each other, and the guy doesn't let go, and he's just holding on for. He's complimenting or holding on to the hand, not letting go, and then he's just holding on. He's just holding on. So you don't know what girls go through sometimes. You got them weirdo ass dudes that just won't let go. The moment they get a hold of a girl, they just don't let go. Weird shit. It all started from a greeting. So sometimes when I just see girls walking down the street or whatever, and if people make eye contact, I nod my head. I might say good morning. I might acknowledge you, but if they become standoffish, I don't know what the fuck they've been through, and I don't know what they've heard or what they've expected from other women's experiences that they're scared to go through themselves. So they have every right to lie to me, and they have every right to preserve themselves. And I don't. I choose not to get offended by that because like it used to bother me when I was younger, but the older I get, I have to check myself sometimes. Like, oh yeah, I get why they do that shit because whether it was my mom, and my mom dealt with that shit in her own house. That's the fucked up part. My mom, without divulging too much information, she dealt with that bullshit in her own fucking house. And then whether it was my girl cousins and shit like that, because I don't have no sisters, but my girl cousins are like my sisters. The shit that they go through that they never tell me about, but then that's why they be so scrappy all the time. It's something to it, you know what I mean? So it's just like as a dude, you got to be strong enough to read the signs that no one's going to tell you. You got to be able to read between the lines of shit that no one's going to be able to say. But I've always just kind of took I don't want to say high road, but just kind of like, let me read between the lines, but let me just like kind of respect this kind of person's whatever. Cause I give you an example, man. It's like, let's say let's say you're a teacher and you're mentoring these kids. If you're a teacher mentoring these kids and some of these kids got mental illness, like this motherfucking kid, he's a bright kid, but he be lying all the fucking time. And then you compare him to like your nephew or your son, who is a bright kid, but he be lying all the fucking time. You might have, based off of duty, more energy for the kid that you work with at school. But then you also have that same duty and energy to the actual family member. And then you're gonna be like, man, that little boy, he be lying and bullshitting all the time. He's mentally fucked up. I just need to stay on top of him and be sharp about it. Pause. You know what I mean? Like you need to be on point with him. And it's like it's a tall task, and it's like I almost try to treat everyone like that. You know what I mean? I think everyone doesn't. I think about like I regret, and it's not my fault, but like all my friends growing up who didn't have dads, but they used to lean on me a lot for some odd reason. I didn't understand why they did that. So what the fuck are they doing that? Like, why are they believing in me so much? And they always want to, they want my thoughts on things. They just listen to what I say and they follow what I tell them and shit. And it's like, oh yeah, they just never really had a male figure. And even though we're close in age, for whatever reason, they look up to me. And I never wanted to lead anyone the wrong way. But it's just like, they just needed a dude in their life, pause, that kind of like was righteous. And like, for whatever reason, I was raised by three generations of men, my brother, my dad, my grandpa. So it's like, I had different variations of righteousness and just upholding my whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it exemplifies itself. And it's just like, this is the importance of men having other men in their life. And I'm like, let me just be that for everyone as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Even from a distance online, it's a tall task, but it's just like, let's just see what happens if I do it this way. Because I don't know anyone else that's really like kind of given into, like, it just seems like a road less traveled. Like, let's see what happens if I try it. Maybe it's going to be so taxing on me that I'm defeated or destroyed in the end. But I think it's worthwhile. You know what I mean? I think it's a worthy cause. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of people we look up to and respect have died for way more. And some people, unfortunately, who have not got to see their potential have died for way less. But yeah, oh no, I used to do it when I was younger, not on purpose, but I didn't know how to safely say no with my past. I've learned since then. But see, Lilith, I don't care how old the woman is, whether she's young or older. Safely, got you, safely. Um, so let me reread it then. I didn't know how to safely say no with my past. I've learned since then. Got you. I don't blame anyone though. I don't blame any woman that lies. You know what I mean? It's funny because a comedian brought this up. He was like, there's a reason why they say a man of he's a man of his word, but never a woman of her word. But it's like, it's fair because it's like, if a woman has to lie to preserve herself and get through the day or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it could be. I'm gonna tell you something fucked up. It could be as fucked up as like a guy fucks a girl and then he realizes like, wait, did I make you come? And then like, if you say no, he's gonna be like, oh my god, and it fucks him up so much, and then he maybe he kills her. You don't fucking know. So I don't blame her if she lies. I can't even get mad at that. You know what I mean? Like, I almost expect that every girl I date's gonna lie to me, but I'm just like, to what degree? Are you lying in a disrespectful way? Are you lying because you love me type shit? You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. As long as I stay being who I am and staying being a person of my word and someone that could be leaned on, etc. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. So I don't know, man. Like I don't fault women for because it's like it's different. You know, like even like the thing about dudes is like, again, same situation, similar situation. If you go to welcome back, Fuzzy. Pause. What was pause worthy, man? Let me know what was pause worthy. Break that down for me, cause I know what I'm pausing, but let me know. Break that down. I don't know if I missed something, but yeah, never left. But yeah, if the dude's walking down the street and someone's like, "Hey, you live around here?" You know, if a dude lies, it's like, is he doing it because he's scared? He has every right to be scared, sure. But if the dude is posturing like, "Yeah, I live around here. What's going on?" and he's being truthful, he's just standing his ground because he's willing to get his ass whooped for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that women are gonna get their ass whooped, but they probably get violated in a different physical way. So I get why they lie. Like, I'm not mad at it, if that makes sense. A lot of people aren't gonna understand. Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't know. For me, I'm okay with it if they lie. It's hard to explain. It just comes down to the extent of like, are you manipulating people with those lies? Like, how far are you going? Are you hurting people with them and shit like that? If you're doing it excuse me, if you're doing it for preservation, then yeah, I will say I don't see nothing wrong with that. But I understand that is what I'm trying to say. Oh, you can't repeat what? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Damn. But yeah, actually, pause goes for a lot of shit though. Cause I was that one Jay-Z line he said something about, I lost 98 bricks, had to fall back. Pause. Some out. And he said something about, I can't remember what line that was. Was it Song Cry? It might have been Song Cry. It was one of them songs. But pause is also for like, you say something that's just off kilter in general. There's a lot of shit you can pause technically, but the whole English language is pausable. So that's why it's like, you gotta just be sharp. But this is us flipping on it. This is us flipping on it. Hold on, man. Let me get something to drink. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. Not to get too carried away, but also to stay on topic here. It's like, people jump in the chat This is why I welcome the shit, because it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm not trying to become the most. I don't care about being the most influential person, but you know, I don't know. It's like I don't want anyone crossing paths with me, or like I don't want to be in the vicinity of anything that I could have helped and then I didn't. If that makes sense. Like I think back a lot to certain shit where like even the shit from last week where I'm like this dude who's just yelling in the back of the bus. I'm like, should I have dragged him off myself, or should I have spoken up like, hey man, chill out? You know what I mean? Like just little shit like that. Should I have said something? Like should I have just? I think about little shit like that where like you know. Oh, and then people just go, oh, but what if he had a gun and a knife? And I was like, who gives a fuck? I guess if he does, then he does. I don't know. I grew up around people who had guns and knives. Who cares? And they never use it on me. If this rando uses it on me, then it's just like I guess I gotta fight him. Whatever. You know what I mean? The gun is trickier though. The gun is trickier because like someone who's like using it could randomly just start shooting in a place where there's hella innocent bystanders. When it should the altercation should just be between us, which is fair. Oof. Did you see the video of the two men being stabbed on the bus? I think a few women did too. Oh wait. I seen the one where I don't know if the girl was like Ukrainian or some shit. Was it in Florida? I don't know if that's the same one, but there's probably been multiple ones. One was a teen standing up for some colored woman on a bus. Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, that's the thing. There's this dude just yelling and shit. I was like, there was kids sitting right in front of him. I was like, shut, bro, like people trying to go to school, but he hasn't caught the. Well, I don't know, because I catch a certain bus at a certain time of day, and then sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early. But then there's these two buses that are about 10 minutes apart. So I don't know. Sometimes he's on the early one, sometimes he's on the later one, but I haven't seen him in a couple of days. So I'm like, did he just stop catching this bus? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. The girls had hijabs. I think you spelled it right. And some asshole was getting. So the one I remember was in Portland. There was one that was like that in Portland. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's the same one. If you're talking about months ago or in the summertime, is it recent or is it older? Because that'll jog my memory if it's recent or older. But Lilith, like and that's the other thing is like, this shit is like I don't want to say it's not real to me. I think it, I think so. It's older from this year. Yes, it might have been that one in the summer where it was like on one of the Portland transits, and I do remember these group of girls with hijabs, and there's another word for it if it's the other one, but same thing like the head wrap or whatever. I didn't fact check the dates. I should have. It's all right. We're not like reporters. We're kind of just having casual conversation here. Um, oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, so that time period where the dude was sitting here hitting me with the oh I have like 60 accounts. I can do this all night, like doing that weird shit, and then just jumping in and then trying to preach his gospel of bullshit in my live stream. Like that fucking loser, he's doing that weird shit, and then shout out to was it Val and Cash, like just taking care of shit. You know what I mean? Ain't no way you're checking date. No one really. I mean, it depends on the situation, but no one really does. But anyway, um, when that shit was happening, Fuzzy, you might have been here. You might have been there for that. If you were, let me know if you're there. If you're part of the trolling too, let me know. But when all that was happening, there was this, I'm just sitting there at the bus, like, let me know if we do this because I was having a live stream talking about the grieving my mother, and then this dude tried to show up and sully the whole fucking event. So then that's when I really started getting on his head. I was like, it's one thing if you troll me on the day I'm trying to grieve my mom, on the live stream where I'm trying to grieve my mom. It's another thing if you want to bash the people who are actually my what do you call this? Oh, here we go. Subscribe. So I ain't part of this. What happened? Kage told me to ask why he can't use chat. So I want to go back to bed. Martin, you gonna have to talk to Kaguya and Stephanie about that. You remember the guy, yeah. But it was like I don't know. I'm just here for a message. Got you, Martin. You might want to talk to Kaguya about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you'll be able to read it. Yeah, you should just go to bed, Brand. Don't worry about this shit. Realistically, the dude was over here trolling, but then I'm sitting there in the park, And then there's this weird dude who's kind of like walking in and out the park right in front of me and stuff. Here we go. Told me to ask why. What what he do this time? What has he done before? That's a good question. You need medicine. Anyway, so there was this dude who's walking in and out the park, and I was like, I had noticed him before in the neighborhood, so I was like, this is some weird dude. And then, funny enough, he's walking in and out. I was like, hold on, let me move parks because something seems off. Everyone I know that's from the area that walks through the park, they kind of stay on the trails. I'm over here off to the side on a bench, and this dude decided to walk all the way around, get off the trail, pretend he's walking past, looking on his phone like this. I don't know if he's looking at my live stream or what, but I'm a little paranoid. Like he's getting real close. He walks right in front of the bench, and I'm watching him the whole time. And I said, "Hey, monitor these motherfuckers in the chat, because I gotta monitor this person in real life, because I don't know if he part of the trolling shit in person." Fast forward, I'm doing my live stream shit. People are asking me certain topics. I'm addressing them, and then right or wrong, I'm just addressing it to the best of my ability, and also just being honest. Then I go to the fucking library, and then I got these random fucking people. Again, people come in and out the library I've never seen or met. They just be in that shit. These random people that don't be from the neighborhood. It's like, why are they here? I always pay attention to who is the people who frequent the areas, that bring their kids, the kids that frequent the areas and stuff like that. I pay attention to funny shit like that. These motherfuckers came in, and then they're behind me, just kind of like pretending to drop books and make noises behind me, while I'm streaming and doing some other shit on my phone or just editing and stuff. They're behind me, dropping books, making this weird noise, and then they're over here just like preaching shit about like, yeah, what he needs to do is shut the fuck up and da da da, and talk about this, that, and the third, like just saying some weird shit, just behind my back on some weird, like, literally right behind me, just saying some weird shit on some like he needs to. I don't know if they're talking about someone they know. I couldn't tell you. And then towards the end of the conversation, I just hear them say, "Oh, he has his headphones in." Oh, they just said something weird like that. So I'm like, it is bitch ass motherfuckers talking about me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm so used to someone who actually walks up and confronts me. So these weirdos that probably exist on the internet, but also track where I'm going in real life, and then they see me in real life. Does that make sense? Like people who get all up in their feelings about shit. Does that make sense? Like people who do weird shit like that. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. But this is what the pages come to. Sometimes I forget, man. Like when you hit 1,000 subs, it's like, oh yeah, out of 1,000 subs, it's probably some weirdo, or if not two weirdos, in your own city that'll just pop up out of nowhere, and then do this weird shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to say famous, but again, that's the thing is like people only do. It's fame is one thing, but it's like people need to find one thing that they hate about you and then keep tabs on you. It'd be stupid shit like that, Fuzzy. And I don't give a fuck. Like fuck them. They should actually try something. Is my whole point. Is like all this weird talking behind my back shit. That gave me flashbacks to my old job when motherfucker would say weird slick shit behind my back, like literally standing right behind me saying some weird shit, and I was like, bro, we over here. I'm over here trying to work, but before I clock in, I'm a man first. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human being first. So it's like, do I need to drag you in my department where there's no cameras and bash your head in? Like, let me know what I got to do. Like, I don't want to have to do that, but if it's necessary, it's gonna happen. Like, I don't. Does that make sense? Like that. This whole time, whether it's like the beginning of the year till now, I've tried to exercise peace as much as possible. So I'd be handling shit to the best of my ability. Just in all fairness, I'm just trying to handle the shit in the best to the best of my ability of just being fair with everyone and actually having a conversation with people. Because it's like, if it ain't that, you got to see these knuckles. And I don't want to have to do no funny shit like that. It's a waste of energy, bro. It's like we over here fight. Like, there's so much bullshit going on in the world, and people want to fight each other. The dumbest shit. You'd be the dumbest shit. People want to start shit with people just to test them. And I was like, you want to sit here and test me, but you don't want to take care of your responsibilities as a human being in your household, etc. Motherfuckers want to test me, but don't want to take care of their diet. It be shit like that. Motherfuckers want to test my whatever or be mad at something I said, but really be mad at themselves because they don't want to take care of their diet. They don't want to take care of their own fucking hygiene. They don't want to take care of their taxes and bills and shit. Motherfucker, does that make sense? People like, you see, on one hand, it's like if I had a beef with the dude Avery that was at the teriyaki joint, it's arguable. It's arguable that he was trying to make his issues and all of his whatever energy out. It was arguable that he would give all of his problems to the rest of the world because he didn't know how to deal with finally being a dad. That's fair to say. But there's a way that you can talk to him, which I did. And that's my thing with everyone is like, if people want to walk up and have a conversation, we can have a conversation, but you ain't got to do no weird rah rah shit behind my back like you tough because you ain't going to do something. And if you are going to do something behind it, you might as well shoot. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like if people who want to shoot me, they might as well. I don't give a fuck. If it makes you that bad, you might as well shoot. You got to deal with the consequences of your action. Go ahead and go for it. Because I'm not ducking and dodging anybody. Like I'm not trying to. Does that make sense? I'm not a tough guy, but I'm not ducking and dodging anybody. I'm here to have the conversation. That's what's crazy. What did I miss on this bullshit, man? But yeah, stalkers. It'd be weird shit. Like it just be weird shit like that. Where like, who are these random people that don't frequent this neighborhood, if not this library? But again, like when you gentrify a neighborhood and shit, you don't know who the fuck's coming in and out. You don't know who's trying to try out the new restaurants and weird shit. But then like confirmed, they had a fucking like this. Hold on, let me catch up on the chat. I randomly showed up on here. I bet you I didn't. But anyway, you said I randomly showed up on your recommended videos. Hey man, I appreciate you being here, Buttermilk Johnson. But I bet you I didn't. But anyway, I'm over here just sitting there. You know, I chop it up with This is the timeline of how things played out. Actually, hold on. All right, this is the timeline of how things played out, which is really interesting. Um, Martin, I'm not even tripping on that. But anyway, um, what was I gonna say? This is the timeline of events. Shout out to this dude David, because he's still alive, which is crazy. He's clock that. What do you mean clock that? I don't know what that means. But anyway, um, shout out to this dude David because I thought he was dead and he's still alive. It's this homeless dude that he just every time I see him he be talking crazy. One morning I walked past the bus stop. I saw him. I just said good morning. Went up the street. Went to the store. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's outside day. Yeah, pretty much. So about my yeah, Buttermilk. I ain't tripping. You go reference. I haven't seen that show in hella long. That's crazy. Appreciate it, Buttermilk. But I'm trying to remember the timeline event. Shout out to David. Anyway, I thought he was dead. Homeless dude. He's kind of crazy. First time I met him, he was tripping on me. Um, he was tripping. I think that's his name. I swear his name is David. I could be wrong. That doesn't. Hold on. What's his fucking real name? Yeah, that's his real name. I think his real name is David. I could be wrong. Well, the first time I met him, he was tripping on me. Second time I think I had seen him, I just said good morning. I kept walking. Went to the store. Walked out. He walks in. You know what I'm saying? He sees me again. I don't really say much. I go to the library. For some reason, it seems like he's following me. What's going on, JD? Sometimes, for some reason, it seems like he's following me. I'm sitting there. Then he comes to sit by me. He said, "Man, it's the third time I've seen you today." And I was like, "It might be." He said, "Yeah, you said good morning earlier." So I remember. So he sits down and talks to me about music and all this other shit. We're talking whatever. Um, he goes, "Oh yeah, all right." He goes, what do you call it? He starts talking about all this weird shit like music and how things need to be the way it is. He's, "Hey, look this up, research that." He's over here just like occupying my time. I was like, "Hey, I don't mind looking this up." And then at some point, I was like, "I'll look it up later, man." And he's like, "Yeah, look up, um, what is this shit called? Oh, there's a big old raccoon over there." He goes, "Look up, what is that shit called? The people that knock on your door. What's that shit called? The people that knock on your door? Jehovah's Witness. You look up Jehovah's Witness." He's just telling me all this shit. So then, and then at some point, here, let me do this. Okay? Come here. Yo. Yeah, anyway. Just over here chilling. Where you at, Brad? I wonder if they're underneath me. Where y'all at? My raccoons. Yeah, the Tanukis. So he's over here talking to me, and then I'm like, librarians are walking past and they're trying to check on me, and I was like, he's cool, man. Like he's probably a little drunk, so I don't it doesn't bother me. But when he left, one of the librarian people were just coming up to me like, hey, if he's giving you problems, you can let us know and we'll get rid of him. And I told him, I was like, that's not even the issue. What's really interesting is that's probably the most peaceful interaction I've ever had with him, because my first interactions with him were very he was willing to be violent with me, and he was upset with me for some reason. But he's always drinking, which is crazy. So I was like, I don't know. I was kind of just grateful that like he was able to, like, he wanted to be my friend or whatever. He wanted to talk to me about all this weird shit. So I wasn't so mad. But ever since that day, this is the beginning. Like I said, ever since that day, that beginning part, that's when the librarians were like, man, he's a decent person, which is kind of crazy. Um, what ends up happening is what do you call this? Later down the line, some of those same what's it called? Some of those same people in the library are talking to me. Like one of the dudes, um, one of the dudes is talking to me, and he just keeps on getting comfortable saying weird shit, like in the library. Like, but I didn't really think about it. I was like, he's already a weird dude. And then one day he's like, I just thought he was just being weird. But then at some point he's like, hey man, you ever go to the bar at the end of the block or like across the street? And I was like, I've been there before. I thought he was gonna recommend some food or something weird. He said, yeah, the bar over there. I said, I've been there before. Yeah, when I used to drink, when I used to eat. And he's like, yeah. I think I just want to let you know, I think that bar is white power. So I was like, I looked at him like, the fuck? This is a white guy telling me this shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why did he tell me that shit? And he kind of left it at that. He said, yeah, I don't know. I just and I started thinking back. I was like, okay, let me start backtracking. When I went there, everyone I brought, the food that came out was undercooked. I was like, okay, maybe this just like people don't know how to cook shit here. I remember one time I went there to go watch the Mariners game, the final innings. I said, hey, I don't drink no more. Do you have non-alcoholic drinks? Every time I go there and the girls serve me, the girls be looking out for me, and they don't charge me nothing. They be like, oh, we charge you like $3 per drink because it's non-alcoholic. We don't care. You're pretty much drinking cranberry juice and some other stupid shit, so they don't care. Um, the dude that works there, he be doing some weird shit. He is like, yeah, this is a non-alcoholic IPA, whatever, and he gives it to me. There's still like a percentage of alcohol. It's just very low. So I'm like, bro, I don't want any of it. But I was over here drinking this shit, like, oh damn, I'm starting to, I get that normal taste that beer has. So I was like, oh, this motherfucker gave me some weird shit. I should have just asked for water. That's on me though. So I'm not thinking too much about it. But every time he's working there, he tries to deny certain services from certain people. And then when my cousin went there, because she's black, undercooked her food, some weird shit. I don't fucking know. So I was like, you might be right, because there is a certain dude there that, what's it called? There's a certain dude there that does some weird shit. So you might be right. Fast forward, I started talking to some other people about it. I was like, the crazy part about that is, if he had told someone that shit, the wrong person that shit on the wrong day, they might have went there and tried to get some revenge because it was confirmation for him. But so he wasn't. I mean, on one end, it's like he wasn't handling his business, and just like, yeah, if that's a white person, that's kind of crazy. Why don't you go there and handle it yourself? You know what I mean? Like, why are you telling me about this shit? But what have you done to actually talk to this person and to keep your people accountable? Does that make sense? Like, he was over there just doing like he was just, I don't know. I don't fucking know him that well, but it's like, do you feel like you're doing God's work when you tell black and brown people about places where white people are scary, or do you actually confront them scary white people? Does that make sense? Do you actually confront them scary weird ass white people that don't like black and brown people? Do you confront them on their behalf? Does that make sense? Because when I'm around Filipino people who are being ignorant towards black people, I check that shit right away. I'm like, hey, hold on. You don't do that. We don't say that. I have people in my family, etc. We don't do that shit. I keep my people accountable. If people from my neighborhood or on some hood shit say some disrespectful shit, I'm like, no. Just because they're talking, showing love about their neighborhood, that means we still love our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. Is like, does that make sense? So anyway, because we know now, because we know now that this particular place probably invites a certain level of like, you know what I mean, white power or some weird racist shit that actually is in the neighborhood or in the area, because it invites that. It's like I don't know these other weirdos that just stalk and be around in the area. And it's literally across the street from where the second chapter of the Black Panther Party was founded at. The first one's in Oakland, California. The second one, you know what I'm saying? The second one was in Seattle, over here, Central District, Madrona, right over there. It's literally right in that area. Second chapter of the Black Panther Party, right here on the West Coast, bro. Right over there. Can't make this shit up. You can look it up yourself. It's literally across from all that. But it's just like, you tell me that's not by design? Like little shit like that? Or they like random people just be in and out? People just doing business, like weird shit? Like it's just weird shit. Always weird shit. And this is right where I live, man. I'm telling you. But it's no mistake because I speak about this shit proudly and I talk about it openly because it's where I grew up. But it's like, you tell me weirdos don't come in and out the city, and especially in gentrified spaces, and do weird shit like this. Same thing, like just find live streams that are related to those specific areas where these things are being spoken about. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? It's just little shit like that. And it's just like, again, Lilith, we talked about like what? I'm at the 86-minute mark. We literally talked about this at the 34-minute mark. Where I was like, wait for it to come in. I was like, wait for it to happen. As I'm just bantering, whether it's making sense or not, wait for it to happen. And then how many people have we had come in and out conveniently? You know what I'm saying? How many people? How many people? You know? So again, back to what I was saying about back to what I was saying about the dude with the 60 accounts chilling there. You know what I mean? People that come in and out the chat. You know what I mean? Yeah. People that come in and out the chat. Come on, man. Let me know what's good. Let me know what's good, man. Hold on 1 second. There we go. It'd be shit like that, man. It'd be shit like that where I'm just like, but I'm not too paranoid about it, man. It is what it is. You know, a lot of people just are kind of just caught in their own zone. But this is the times we're in, also. It's the time. This is the times we're in, man. It's kind of crazy. But Lilith, we talked about this literally about 50 minutes ago. It's a weird waste of energy. A weird waste of energy. I'm just reporting on what I understand. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like that whole section right there, man. It is sullied. I used to think that I felt a sense of peace over there, but I was like, a lot of this shit right here is a little sullied right now, man. So I got to move around a bit more. I'm getting better at it, but I gotta scope people and just monitor a little more. Like the paranoia is one side of it, but it's just like I'm not too paranoid about it. Like I just kind of get what it is, but I know what I have to do. You understand? Yeah, man. Yeah, maybe Martin, right? I'm telling you, man. But no, we talked. We literally said this. We literally said like, yeah, just wait for them to start pouring in, wait for them to start coming in, and yeah, here they are. And they've been hanging out, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're still there and they're hanging out, like, it's like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm on to all of this. Like, I don't know and I can't figure it out. But that's the whole point. Is like the fact that I don't know and I can't figure nothing out. I don't dwell on it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that be left in the dark for a reason. But all that shit comes to light anyway. A lot of that shit comes to light anyway. Yeah. A lot of explaining though, right? I mean, what do you think, Lilith? A lot of explaining. Like, it's just, it's the over explaining of stuff. It's the over explaining. It's always that. If it's always a form of that. It's always some form of validation. It's always something. It's a lot of explaining all the time. It's always something like that. Common symptoms. Another funny one is actually the similar typos. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. There it is, man. Oh yeah. Hey, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. We out. If you know, you know.